second. Hey everybody, Scott Hudspeth here with Agent Mastermind. So excited to be on this call with you guys. Got an amazing class with my friends, my brothers from another mother. Get this, we have one of our attendees, one of our, what do I want to call him? One of our panelists today is in China, and I'm hearing music. Is that from my computer? It is? Okay. All right, I don't know what's playing, but something's playing. So, hey, Corey, what's going on, man? So Corey's in China, and it's midnight in China. Hey, man, I appreciate you staying up and hanging out with us today. And then my other brother from another, Christian, he's, I'm not sure where you're at, Christian, but we got some crazy stuff. Christian, where you at, man?
Phoenix.
Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. All right, so these guys are going to share with us what they've been working on. We just had a 15-minute powwow, and I'm super excited about some stuff we'll be bringing you guys later that they're working on. But Christian, Corey, take it away. Honored to have you guys back on class with us. Excited to see what you guys are doing, how you're doing it, and what's some of the success you've been having.
Scott, we appreciate it, my man. Thank you so much.
Yes,
sorry, Corey. We do that all the time.
My bad. I just want to my audio. That was an audio check.
Audio check. Yeah. So Corey's in China, like Scott mentioned. We've had this on the calendar for a long time, so we weren't going to miss this. First things first. So today, Scott asked us, hey, what can you do? What can you put together that can help these agents right now? I'm sure that you guys come across a lot of information. You guys get all these different strategies and things that people are like, this is what you've got to do. You got to go over here and do this. You got to buy that. You got to do this. So Corey and I got together and we said, okay, first of all, what's something that everybody has? What's something that we can sit down and teach on this webinar with Scott, where they can literally walk away from today's class and go sit in front of their computer for an hour, get things set up, and start implementing it, and hopefully start seeing some results in the next 24 to 48 hours. What we're going to show you guys today is literally you've got everything that you need. Okay, you don't need to go out and buy anything. You don't need to go out and sign up for this subscription. You don't need to do any of that. Now, long term, we could take what we're going to teach you today and plug it in almost like the tip of the iceberg and start to build on it. And that's what Corey and I here at Agent Insider do is we put together systems that we can link together to create an even larger system and even more productive and efficient overall program and lead generation platform inside of our business. So before we dive into this, I want to ask real quick, inside the chat, if you're on Facebook, put a 1 in the comments. I want to see these ones start just blowing up the chat here, Scott.
All right. What was the question? If you're on chat?
If you're on Facebook, put a 1.
Look at that. Look at that.
I want to see it.
You. All
right.
All right.
So,
wow.
So okay. there should be a ton of 1s, right? Popping up here.
Right.
I mean, who's not on Facebook at this point? Pretty much everybody is on Facebook, and because of that, okay. I'm sure that you guys have heard. I'm sure you've heard of Facebook funnels. I'm sure you are well aware of having a Facebook page. I know I see a lot of real estate agents here in our local market that use their personal pages. So hopefully today, at the end of this class, you're going to walk away with a couple ahas, something new that you learned, and really, really excited because you've got a new tool that you can go to help you start scaling your real estate business. So I
want to kind of rephrase that question in a sense of, first off, like you just said, a lot of agents are using their personal Facebook pages. Put a 1 if you only have a personal Facebook page, but put a 2 if you've actually created a business page for your Facebook business page for your real estate business. I think that would give us a little bit better insight to see who's actually gone and created a Facebook page. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, good.
And Scott, let me ask you a question. Where do I see the comments? Because I can't see them.
So yeah, underneath the webcam, there's a questions button. You click that arrow and point it down, and you'll see the answers there.
I don't have that. I just have webcam.
Oh, you don't? Okay, here I will make you Christian. I will make you organizer. I'm gonna make you the organizer so you can see it. All right, you should be able to, if you refresh, you should be able to see it now.
Yeah, let me get this.
So everybody, looks like just about everybody's created a business page.
Cool.
Yep.
Trying to, hold on one second here, trying to see. I got like one little box for all these questions. They're going so quick I can't see. All right, it's okay. We'll get to this. So everyone knows that pretty much every person you know has a Facebook account. And Corey just asked how many of you guys have a business page, because there's a huge difference between using a Facebook business page and using a personal page. I'm sure most of the people on this webinar, most agents understand that. So before we dive into that, first I want to talk a little bit about who Agent Insider is, who I am, who Corey is, and why you guys should listen to us, okay? Because it's one thing for Scott to be like, here's our presenters today. It's another for you to understand why we're qualified to talk to you about this stuff. So all right, so first of all, my name's Christian Kata. I'm a CCIM. If you're not familiar with CCIM, it's a Certified Commercial Investment Member. I've been in commercial real estate for 15 years, okay, on the commercial side. But I'm also the owner and designated broker of Arizona Brand Real Estate here in Phoenix. I've also been in digital direct response marketing for 7 years, okay? Now, I want to just clarify something. Digital direct response marketing, this is different than social media marketing. Corey and I don't claim to be social media marketing experts. We don't claim to understand and know all social media. What we're experts at is we're experts at online digital direct response marketing. So if you guys remember back in the day, we used to get things in the mail all the time. We'd get these envelopes and they'd have a bunch of copywriting on it and pictures, and you'd open it up and there'd be what are called white paper reports. And in that white paper report, you would read it and it would tell you, it'd be like a sales letter, and it would tell you to send a $25 check here and you get this book. That's direct response marketing. And the reason that Corey and I decided to start Agent Insider is because we've been in the industry on the internet marketing side, and we've been in the industry on the real estate side. And we got tired of seeing marketers that were teaching real estate agents tactics. Okay, tactics come and go. With social media marketing, the next time Facebook changes the algorithm, half the tactics that you learn don't work anymore. And with direct response marketing, these are strategies. These are long-term things that will work regardless of how you market. It's just finding the medium and how to connect all of them. Okay, I'm also a trainer and a coach on digital real estate marketing for Fidelity National Title and the Southeast Valley Regional Association of Realtors. And then in 15 years, I've done over 500 million in transactional volume. And so I don't say that to brag. I say that to tell you guys that we understand the real estate aspect of how to market. Okay, we've been in the trenches. We've been out there pounding the pavement, picking up the phones, doing all the same things that you guys are doing, and we understand the internet marketing aspect. So we're expert marketers, and we're experts in real estate as well. So now you got Corey.
Congratulations on all the success, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So thanks. So yeah, I'm VP of Marketing at Arizona Brand Real Estate. I've been in digital marketing and real estate for over 7 years now. I started out actually as, some of you may be familiar with, is flipping houses, wholesaling, and that was kind of my background. That's kind of how I got started in real estate. I don't claim to be a real estate agent. I've worked with thousands of real estate agents just by doing the job and just talking to a lot of people, but in the industry. One thing I want to say right now, guys, I apologize if I start squeaking like a 12-year-old boy. This air in China, I'm still getting used to. I'm a little clogged up, so I apologize, guys. I'm by no means a speaker that I don't go around professionally speaking on stage or anything. So bear with me, guys. And again, I want to basically teach you guys how to. I'm an owner of an e-com business that's doing roughly a 1 million annual sales.
Tell them why you're in China.
I'm actually in China for it's called Canton Fair. It's a huge fair that goes on every single year. It's twice a year, actually, and vendors from all over the world come together and kind of showcase new products. So I'm going out here looking for new products for my e-commerce business and just trying to find some new some products.
So Corey's role of VP of Marketing for us is, when he first got started in real estate, he actually got his first deal, his first wholesaling deal. Why don't you tell him about that real quick, because I think it plays into what we're talking about here.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first real estate deal actually came from Google AdWords. So it was, and the funny thing was Google AdWords, I did a lot of research and reading on how to do Google AdWords, but I never actually applied the action. And what happened is I stumbled across an email that had a $100 Google AdWords coupon, and I was like, wow, the internet is where everybody's going. There's all these big dogs that have been doing real estate for years that are dominating direct mail, sending out 50,000 pieces a month, just totally taking over the market, right? So if I wanted to compete or kind of stand out, I had to do things differently, and that's where I just so happened to come across that email. I signed up for Google AdWords, but before this point, I actually did a lot of reading, studying, but that was my first time actually applying it, and boom, it works, guys. The internet is powerful. You could literally sell anything on the internet these days.
And that was like 7 years ago. So Corey's role of VP of Marketing for our brokerage, as well as for Agent Insider, he's my partner in, is really, he handles the traffic side of things. And so that's where we feel like we've got a huge advantage and really carved out a niche, is understanding how to drive traffic. Because at the end of the day, this from sending mailers, this, Scott can validate this. This is a game that's all about the law of large numbers. Okay, the higher the volume of numbers, eyeballs, views, all that kind of stuff that you can get, the higher the engagement, you're bound to get people to convert into a client. Okay, and so it's understanding that process of how the real estate transaction offline models a real estate transaction online. And that's where there's been a large disconnect in how to do that. And so what we want to do is we want to dive in and we want to talk to you guys about what is a Facebook funnel. So if you see this picture here, we're talking about creating a process of building relationships and how to follow up with potential buyers and sellers. Now, what we have here is what a Facebook funnel should look like. Okay, the majority of that should include these three things: building awareness, educating your clients or your prospects, and converting them into clients. And so that should be the bulk. That should be the top half, probably the top 3/4 of the funnel, is all about letting as many people as or as there are out there that you can reach in Facebook on a consistent daily basis become aware that you even exist. Because if I decide that I want to sell my house or I want to buy a house and I don't even know that you're a real estate agent, chances are probably pretty good that I'm not going to list or work with you. And right now, in the comments, put a 1 if you've had a friend or a family member purchase a home or list their home with somebody else. There's a 1. They start coming.
Yeah.
Look at
just where Chris loves that engagement, guys. So be ready for the engagement. We don't want to be just talking at you guys.
Get your trigger fingers ready for 1s and 2s. And so this is something common. We've all experienced this. It's like oh yeah, hey, we're having a housewarming party. And you're like, what? What do you mean? Have you lived in your house for like 10 years? No, we just bought a new house. Well, how come you didn't call me? Oh, you do real estate? I didn't know that. Right? They're not aware. One of the biggest issues in any business, any industry, anything you do is building awareness. And so the first goal of this Facebook funnel is to build the awareness, to let people know that you come into your local market, you got that flag like you just climbed, Mount Kilimanjaro, and you're stamping that thing in the ground saying, look, I'm your local authority. You don't need to talk to anybody else. I'm here. I'm here to help, okay? Second aspect of this is the educational portion. It's one thing to tell people that you're here to help. It's another to show them, okay? If you can create content, create things that are going to help people make the process easier, simplify and streamline things, and be able to help them reach their goals quicker, faster, with less overwhelm, less stress for them, it's the law of reciprocation. Okay, they're gonna,
right?
Yeah, go for it, Corey.
Well, no, I was just going to say it creates interest, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're educating people, it creates interest, and oh, I want to learn more about that. Well, what are they talking about? Oh, I didn't know they have that. It creates questions in their head, which then once they start asking these questions, who do you think they're going to go to? The person providing education, and because you're providing the answers, they're going to go to you because you're creating yourself as the expert. That's kind of all I wanted to throw in.
Yeah, and so
when so can I ask a question about the education piece? So kind of like, let me just kind of do an overall thing. So what you're talking about is what this boils down to is staying in front of your past clients, building future client relationships, and then with the education piece, is it like you're trying to get in the mind of the consumer and answer the questions that they have in their minds before they actually have them, maybe, or during the time that they have them, by just automatically staying in front of them with what you're going to show us here in just a minute? Would that be a fair assumption?
Yeah. Do you want to take that, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I think both, right? I think at the end of the day,
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think educating it creates questions. For example, like a lot of VAs may know but there's a program called the Good Samaritan program, right, with police officers and public figures, right? So a lot of people may not even be aware that there's special programs for them. So that's one little example that I could think of on the top of my head, is just building that awareness, education that, hey, but then also, like you said, Scott, so you could answer those questions now. They may not be ready for 6 months, but if you're constantly educating, you'll be a right fit at the right time.
Yes, yeah,
okay, cool.
And so, Scott, it comes down to, I got little one-liners for days. I mean, it's the law of large numbers, but the second aspect is that with the education piece and the awareness piece, when you start to connect those together, you'll see, we talked about building systems that we can connect, like almost like those little trains, those wooden trains that have magnets on the end, right? Once you get one system in place, you can now go take one of those little trains, connect them together, and now your train starts to get longer. You start to, get a locomotive. And so when you start to connect awareness and education, you're getting people out of, you're getting them into a know state and out of a no state. And what I mean by that is you're getting them into a no, K-N-O-W, and out of saying no, because people's first reaction, their knee-jerk reaction, is to say no. If they're not aware of it, and if they're not comfortable with it, they're going to say no, right? The people, it's not hard, it's just new. And so we have to start educating them so that they feel comfortable, and they feel comfortable with us. So to move on to the third one here, what I want to make sure that's understood here is that convert does not mean convert them into a commission. Okay, this is where most of the marketing that's out there, how to do this online, this is where most of the real estate agents are going for the kill shot, right? So it's like, Here's the best. This is the best analogy, and everybody will get it. It's like dating, right? You see someone attractive across the bar. You make eye contact. That's awareness, right? You walk up to them, and you start to get to know each other. That's education. And then right away you say, "Hey, let's go home." It might work, right? Let's get out of this place. Let's go somewhere quieter. It might work a very small percentage of the time. And the reality is that if it does work, you're not expecting it to work. So now all of a sudden you're on your heels. You're trying to run on your heels, and you're like, so this is the convert. What we're talking about here is converting a cold lead into a warm prospect. This is where they trust you. They're comfortable with you. They want to know more about you. They're coming to you as the expert. This is how you build your local authority, your local expert authority status. And so when I talk about this Facebook funnel, a lot of times these two, the top end of the funnel, can you guys see my mouse or no? No? Can you see that? Maybe?
I can, yeah.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, we
okay.
can. Yep.
Okay, so a lot of times this little piece right here is where everyone puts all of this emphasis into this little piece. So they flip-flop them. So you've got this little tiny sliver of awareness, education, and converting, and then the rest of it all becomes
what
engagement. Yeah, go for it, Corey.
Don't be a cone head.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You got to make sure you start off with awareness education before you get to the convert.
Yeah, and so like Corey's whole little thing about, being a cone head, a dunce, is flipping that thing upside down like you're wearing it on your head, because they're focused on trying to get engagement and pitching an offer. They flip-flop these, right? So instead of building awareness education and converting them into a warm customer or a warm client, they're going straight into trying to get people to engage. Okay, Corey said I like engagement. So here, put a 1 or put a 2 in the box. Put a 1 if you're, posting to your Facebook page and getting very little engagement, and put a 2 if you're not even posting to your page, or if all you're doing is posting listings and stuff. Okay, see, you guys are not alone. Okay, it's not, this is what you're being taught. This is why we're here with Scott. We're trying to teach you the correct way for real estate, because a lot of this stuff may work in other industries. And if you go and you Google Facebook funnel and you go find somebody that has a training or a blog post or something, you're going to hear something different, right? Because they're probably not talking about real estate. So in real estate, we're not trying to sell a $27 product, t-shirt, in Corey's case, $100, $100 facial thing. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to help somebody make the largest purchase or sales decision of their entire life. Even if they bought a house before, they're probably going to buy a bigger one. So it's probably going to become the biggest purchase decision. Or if they're selling their home for the first or second time, people typically, a lot of times are trying to move up, right? Their family's growing. Or even if they're downsizing, a lot of times they're buying a nicer, smaller house. And so these things it's constantly evolving. And so this is the most important thing. If you've got a piece of paper, write these 5 things down in this order and ask yourself when you're posting to your page, am I building awareness and educating, or am I just asking people to engage? Because you got to get comfortable, guys, with posting a lot of stuff to your page and not expecting anything in return. This is like, there's a hockey puck curve to organic growth. That's the other thing, and Corey can talk on this. Facebook, especially with a business page, is a pay-to-play. I mean, you're probably not going to get much engagement unless you build up a community on your page that's over 20,000. Right, Corey?
Exactly. Even at 20,000, we have pages. I think our main page, it's not huge by any means. I think we're at like 50,000, and if we have a good post, we'll get like maybe 1,000 to 1,500 organic reach, and that's pushing it. I mean, that's a lot of shares. So they don't really give you that much.
Yeah, and Michael's saying 20,000 question mark. It could be 10,000. It depends on your market, Michael. But the reality is that for you to get enough reach organically by doing a single post to your page without paying for it, you're not going to get enough people to look at it. At least not enough engaged people, because unless you've been doing steps 1, 2, and 3 over and over again on a consistent basis, the engagement's not going to come in. So that's what we're going to talk to you guys about today with moving forward and how to create some of these Facebook funnels and how to get some of this stuff out in front of the right people.
Yeah, and just to clarify.
Let me clarify. And I want to clarify something too really quick. So like he's talking about organic, which means you're not paying for anything, and I just wanted to make sure people knew what organic means. So when you post something, I don't know that everybody knows this. When you post something on your page, not everybody's going to see it that's a part of your page or likes your page. Facebook did that so they can make money. Before, you used to get a very much higher engagement because everybody would see it because Facebook let them see it. Now, Facebook doesn't let them see it. They make you pay for the exposure, and that's what these guys are going to talk about a little bit. But they're going to talk about how to create, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, no right or wrong here, but how to create better engagement organically is what I think we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about how to create a funnel without needing anything but Facebook that you can use paid traffic to start generating leads. And so, Scott, I just want to touch on something too. So just in the last year, Facebook's gone from, I think, 2.5 million advertisers to 5 million advertisers. So part of the reason that when you post to your page, that they're not pushing that free content out in front of people. If you do it on your personal page, yes, but you don't get the benefits of what we're going to show you today. And the reality is that we see people using their personal page, and that's good. We recommend sharing things from your business page to your personal page if that's what you want to do. I mean, you've got two different things. If you're the life of the party and the guy that goes out and makes everyone laugh and wakes up next to the toilet on Sunday morning, those people on your personal page might not see you in the same light as what you're trying to get your clients to see you in. So you got to take some of these things, you got to take some of these things with a grain of salt. So let's start talking. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, the one thing I was going to clarify too is just, we're speaking about these big pages, but what we're going to show you, you don't need a big page. You don't even need 100 followers to make it effective, really. I mean, bigger the page, just to clarify what I mean by that is, bigger the page you have more social proof, right? But you don't necessarily need that to generate leads if you do it effectively. And
all right, so Susan and Dana are saying, can we actually show you guys something? And that's what we're getting into right now. This right here is important for you to understand, because I don't care what we show you. If you don't understand this, it's not going to make a difference, okay? That's why we're spending this much time talking about making sure you understand the difference between all these. Because if you just want a cookie cutter template and you want to go and pump more money to Facebook, that's fine. But if you don't understand how to create the content that we're talking about with these 5 steps in mind, the Facebook funnel is not going to work. So let's get into that now that we've covered all of this.
Ooh.
And someone's asking, how do you create organic followers? We're not necessarily, we don't consider ourselves social media marketers, and so it happens. Corey can talk about that.
I think ultimately, with something, it's just by providing fantastic value to people, right? So like educating is how you get followers, is by educating people, providing value. And when you provide value with your Facebook ads or a Facebook funnel, you're going to naturally start getting likes and build this page up. I don't pay for likes. I don't do any of that stuff. My likes happen naturally based off the value that I'm providing my community.
And the boosts and when we're running traffic, people end up liking your page anyways.
Exactly.
So here's what we're going to cover real quick here is 4 steps, 4 things that you have to make sure that you've got set up. So I know we asked how many of you guys had a Facebook business page when we first started, and a lot of you said yes. Now, one thing that we've come across with some of the clients that we've been coaching is that they thought they had a Facebook business page, but when you go in to set it up, you have to make sure that it's set up as a page and not a place. And so this is something that's not really clear, is we're thinking, hey, we're local, we're a real estate agent, we want to make sure people locally around us understand that we're here. And under the settings, it will ask you, do you want to be a local business or place? And this is the tricky part, because if you set it up as a place, you're not technically set up correctly. You want to be set up as a business, okay? And so there's a separate option underneath here. And what that does, is there anything you want to add here, Corey?
No, you're good. You're nailing it.
So, Patricia, the second step is going to help make sure that if you've set your page up as a place, you might not be able to change that because it's a back-end setting in Facebook. You may have to go in and create a whole nother business page. But the reason
we had to do that for a couple
yeah, we've had to do that. We actually had to do that that's how we learned this. I didn't even know that a place existed until we set up the business page for our brokerage. And then we went in to add Corey, to create our ad accounts and do all that, and we couldn't. And so that's why the second step is put in the comments, throw up a 1 or yes. How many of you have a business manager account? One, 2, 1, yes. Okay. Question marks. It's totally fine if you're not sure. So when you go into your page, and I know some people were saying, how can you tell? Here's how you can tell. When you go into your page, at the top of your page, you should see a gray bar that says access your business manager. When you click on that, you'll see 3 little bars over here that have a drop down that says all tools, and there should be business manager as one of the drop down options. That gives you access to all of Facebook's business tools. So the planning tools, the managing tools, the reporting tools, the asset tools, all the settings, everything, your pixels, your ad accounts, everything you need is now inside a business manager. And so if you don't have it set up, what you'll have to do is on your business page in the upper right-hand corner, there's a drop down where it says, what does it say, Corey? Run ads, manage ads? I think that's what it says. And so, did we lose Corey, Scott?
No, I'm still here. So
I don't
know. Me.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a create ad, I believe.
Yeah, so it says create ad, and you'll be able to go in there and navigate through adding a business manager account. So you may have to start from scratch. If you don't have this set up, you'll have to create a business manager account. There'll be a bunch of options on the left-hand side that say pages, people, pixels, all kinds of stuff. In there, you can go in and claim your business page to this business manager account. You'll have to create a pixel, which is actually number 3. You'll have to go in and create a pixel and create an ad account and have all those tied together so that you have the ability to track all this stuff, to be able to track all the data, to be able to actually see what kind of audience you're getting looking at your stuff on your page. So somebody asked about building organic growth. If you're building an organic following, you need to know who those people are and what their traits are so that when you start setting up these Facebook funnels, you can tell Facebook, go out and find more of those people. Do more of that. Sharon is asking what a pixel is. So Corey, I'm going to let you talk about this.
Yeah, so a pixel is so just to kind of clarify, I mean, your pixel is something that you're going to want to put in. It's a little piece of code that Facebook gives you that to really to kind of clarify what Christian was saying, you don't necessarily run a certain, to basically open up the full Facebook toolbox, you're going to want to put your pixel on your website. But it's by no means 100% necessary to run what we're going to show you, but this is to maximize everything. But essentially what a pixel is a little piece of code that you put on your website that allows Facebook to track any visitor that goes to the website, and it creates characteristics based off the visits that are coming to your website. So depending on what pages they visit, depending on what actions they take, Facebook can get a better understanding of the type of people that you're looking for. And what it does is that it helps you, overall create a more effective ad campaigns in Facebook.
And so what it does, we got a bunch of questions, so I just want to try and touch on these. Number one, there is a YouTube video on Facebook's business YouTube page that shows you how to set up the pixel, how to find it, do all that kind of stuff. We have more training and things like this on our website, which we'll give you guys at the end of the webinar. We can, create more videos and content and stuff on how to set the business manager up. The only thing I can tell those of you that are asking, how can I tell if it's a page or a place, is you have to go in there and you've got to kind of look around. Okay. The easiest thing is if you don't have the business manager set up and it's a place, it's going to be harder to figure out if you can add it to your business manager. We had a client that we couldn't do that. We had to start over and build her and create an entirely new page for her. Ours, on the other hand, for our brokerage, we were able to convert it. And so we're still learning. The business manager, this new dashboard, this new platform, they're constantly rolling out new things inside of it. We're still learning it. This is they're trying to make it simple, but in doing it, they're simplifying it, but they're making it complex at the same time. And so it's something that we're learning with you as we dive in deeper and find out what more of the tools are. Because to be honest with you guys, you're not going to use all the tools that are in here. You're going to use certain ones a lot. Okay? Always give your website up front. If you want our website, it's reainsider.com, and there's some more training and more stuff on there, and we're going to be coming out with more once Corey gets back from China. But the pixel, like Corey said, is something that plays a big role outside for what we're doing today. It's going to help you with the fourth step when you're creating your Facebook funnels, and that's being able to access audience insights. So when we talked about seeing who's coming to your page, seeing who's looking at your stuff, the type of people that you're attracting, the type of leads that are finding your stuff interesting, that's what you have access to inside of Audience Insights. And then this also allows you to, Corey, he's probably on mute again.
Yeah, I'm on mute. But I mean, the access or the Audience Insights, I'm sorry, my audio cut out.
Just what this allows them to do.
So the Audience Insights is a really powerful tool. I mean, it allows you to really dive into further data to see, for example, like if you're new to a town and you're a brand new real estate agent, you can go into here and kind of look at your local town and see kind of the demographics, kind of see what their lifestyle is about, what they like, what they do. So that way when you go to start running Facebook ads, you could kind of speak to them in a lot better language, because obviously someone that lives in Texas is probably going to be spoken to differently than someone in LA, California, you know? So you want to be able to, if you don't know your audience, this helps you really dive into them deeper to really find out who they are.
And that's what Audience Insight is. It also is going to help you with figuring out how to create some of your ads for these funnels that we're talking about. So far, I know people are chomping at the bit because I'm looking at all this. Are you guys understanding why we're giving you all these pieces before we dive into exactly how to set this up? Why it's important to understand the aspects of what a Facebook funnel are. Why it's important to cover and make sure that you've got these 4 steps in place. Because if you don't have these, it's going to be a little more challenging. You're going to have to do a little bit of legwork up front. If that makes sense, then throw up a 1 for me so that I know that we're covering stuff that you guys are finding value in. Okay, so I see yes, thank you so much. A couple, there's a 2 in there, so I don't know if that means no. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
Here's a question for you. Do you guys provide something like, and maybe you don't. So I'm just asking. Do you guys provide training on this stuff? Because I think this is so important. But I think so many people, you know, and you and I talked about this before we got started, is like this isn't easy stuff. So it's a little techy. In fact, it's a lot techy. So do you guys provide a service, or like? And I honest to God don't know the answer. I asked you because I don't want to do this stuff. I just want to set up for me. You know what I mean? Give me a switch. I'll hit the switch.
We know a lot of people want kind of the done for you, and we don't do the done for you. What we do is we call it done with you. And so we have products. You know, part of this too, Scott, is that people want to jump from point A to point Z and skip the other 24 letters.
The hard stuff, yeah.
And the reality is, you know, Corey's been in China for the last week, and he can tell you, you know, what I've been doing for our brokerage, because we're working on it together just to try and have it done when he gets back. So we understand the amount of work that goes into this. We understand the overwhelm and some of the frustration. So what we try and do is break it down and make it as simple as possible. One of the reasons that we love coming on here with you, Scott, and training agents is because we get to find out more about where the pain points are. What are the things that people are struggling with that we need to create content around? So if you go find us on Facebook at Agent Insider, you're going to say, oh my God, these guys don't even have 100 followers. We've done nothing to promote our page because we're focused on our brokerage, on our website, on putting some of these things in place.
Where the money's at. Right.
And the last time, back in November and December, we had a different business model in mind. We were doing done for you in multiple industries and realized that real estate agents needed what we have because of our background in real estate. And so what we're doing now moving forward with Scott and with Agent Mastermind is coming on here to help give you guys, little bits of training to find out where you want more training. You guys can connect with us on Facebook. You guys can connect with us on our website and tell us what it is that you're struggling with so that we can help put that content out, so we can help create things that are going to help you guys in your business right now. Because a lot of this stuff, for most of you, a lot of this may not apply. But what we're talking about today, more than likely, definitely applies and can help you guys. So someone's saying hire a Facebook manager for support. There's pros and cons. So let me throw out this real quick. If you don't understand what is going on when you hire a Facebook manager, you hire somebody to build some of this for you, and they're not a real estate expert, are you relying on them too much to hopefully know what they're doing? So the importance here is for you guys to get in there and roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty a little bit, to build a skill set or at least a working knowledge so that you can delegate and instruct people that you bring onto your team to be able to implement this for you correctly. That's the number one thing that we're doing here. So we'll put more of this stuff together for you, and we'll help you break down pieces of this today that you guys need help with if you tell us. But if you guys don't tell us, if you don't connect with us, if you don't let us know, we don't know what it is that you need help with. So what we're doing today is giving you all this information that you can go and walk away and implement, with the idea that you are aware of how to do some of these things. So if you get stuck in certain areas, by all means, hit us up, connect with us, let us know. We're happy to help. How's that sound? Deal?
Love it. Perfect.
So,
all right, man. So we got 15 minutes left. What's something else that somebody could take to the bank here?
All right. So now that you guys know what you need, let's dive into how to do it.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to let Corey kind of handle the brunt of this because he is our our VP of marketing. But what we're going to talk about are the ad creatives. And so before I let you take this over, Corey, I want everyone to tell me how many of you guys have ran an ad, put up a 1, and if you ran anything other than just a picture ad, an image ad, put up a 2. So a lot of people, okay, many. Good job, Kelly. All right, so 2. All right, so more than likely, right, more than likely you've ran an image ad or a video ad. It's probably the only 2 ads that people have ran, because those are the 2 most popular, right, Corey?
Yeah, exactly.
So what we want to do is we want to talk to you about 2 ad creatives that are working very well right now for this Facebook funnel concept. The first one, long form copy ads. Oh, but Christian, I don't write copy and I hate writing. So let's talk about that. Corey, do you want to walk us through the process? And Scott, I have this ad because I love the picture and it's just entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, long form copy ads are really good stuff because for one, you're educating people, right? That's the whole process. Awareness, education, and when you have longer copy, it's easier to educate and inform people. If you have a 2-sentence blurb, you're more relying on people to either click that ad and go to your website for more information. By having a long form copy on your Facebook, it kind of pre-qualifies the people clicking through your website for one, but also it's going to give them more information. It's going to educate them more. And Christian, what do you want to tell? You want me to clarify further on the long form copy ad as far as what to kind of include with the long form?
Well, just for them to get an understanding, so that at the end of today, if you let's use a prime example. So number 1 is, let's talk about this. Okay, right here, what we see is we've got the ad running in the newsfeed. Okay, so this is what we're paying to put in front of people, and they can click to continue reading, and what they see is over here, they see this long form copy. And you might be saying, well, who's going to read that? You'd be surprised, okay? You'd be surprised. And down here, you'll see that we say combine it with video for increased results. So one of the things that you can do is you can create this long form, and instead of putting this nice picture of the cat riding the unicorn, you can have a video. So let's give you guys an exact example that you could use, okay? You've got a listing, and you've created a video for it. Right? You've paid a local video company to create a video for it, and you've ran video ads, but they haven't really done a whole lot. Have you ever thought about putting the video in there and then writing almost a long form copy, giving all the information? Because people get skeptical that we're giving them a video and just giving them bits and pieces. If the law of reciprocity kicks in when you're not afraid of those people that are going to take and not do anything, because the overwhelming amount of people will be appreciative and will respect the fact that you're willing to give all the information and are more likely to take the next step to reach out to you and get more information on it or to ask to see the house. So if you've got a video that's showing your listing and you come through and you write this, not bullet points, not what you put in the MLS, 2 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, sits on a great lot, not that. We want to evoke emotion. So one of the key things that we teach about writing copy that sells is the ability to create a story, right? So if you're targeting families and your house lives in the best or sits in the best school district, let's talk about what that feels like, waking up every single morning, making breakfast in your brand new open concept kitchen with quartz countertops, brand new wooden cabinets. Your kids are getting ready for school, and you're ushering them out the door to drive them the 2.5 blocks to the best school district in the entire zip code. Okay, those types of things. Now, what happens is that you don't need a landing page, you don't need a website like we talked about, because when they click on the ad, they're coming here to your Facebook page, because long form copy ads are are posted to your actual Facebook page. So you're posting the content on your page and you're running them as an ad from your page. And Corey, why don't you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's just a post that you're making that's really long. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it further than you just did. I mean, one thing, I want to kind of speed through this next little part because I want to kind of try to show them the actual example. But one thing, go ahead and go to the next ad copy if you don't mind.
Okay, hold on one second.
I want to kind of put the whole enchilada together. So, I mean, one thing that I love about the long form copy ads is, for one, the copy, but also the video is kind of key to that, I think, for a certain aspect. And the second, this is fun. Have you guys ever ran a Canva ad before?
You gotta
Canva, don't know what that is. Don't know what that is.
It's actually Canvas, but
Canva.
Yeah, Canvas. Sorry, I'm used to Canva.com, but yeah, Canvas ad. It's basically, Facebook has an ad that is essentially, it's almost like an interactive ad. It's a version of their version of a landing page. Your ability to mix photos and video, it creates a really cool experience. It's very mobile friendly. It's just very eye-catching. I noticed that when we run these type of ads, we have the best click-through rates for our pages when we run these type of ads. So this is definitely one of my favorite types of ads to run, not only because you're going to get the engagement, but you're also going to get click-through, which is another big part. Depending wherever that action or whatever action that you want them to take, this is a highly actionable piece of content.
and so when we talk about Facebook rolling out new things constantly, Corey's in our business manager seeing new ad creatives and things that they're offering. These are two that we recommend you guys start testing and playing with. This one specifically because I saw a lot of people said it looks fun. These are free ad services, Patricia, but you have to pay for them. You have to pay for the ad spend to get them in front of your target audience. But this is one thing that Facebook's doing to help create these Facebook funnels. It's their version of a landing page. It's your ability to leverage multiple pieces of content, so a mix between copy. You can put buttons on there, so if you do have landing pages where you're trying to get people to opt into your email list, you can give them enough information just here on the canvas with a video, with the long form copy, with all that stuff that we're talking about, and have a button right there on this canvas ad that allows them to click through to your IDX broker page that has the listing, to your landing page that has, you know, the information on this listing and a search feature for them to be able to, you know, look for more properties similar to this. So there's a lot that you can do, and this is really mobile optimized, and I'm sure that we don't have to tell you how important mobile optimization is. I'm sure, Scott, you've covered that. You've done, you know, enough of that. So let me real quick address
a couple of great ideas with this canvas. You could put listings in there, like a listing video or virtual tours and stuff like that, right? I mean, that's all legit for this
3D
stuff.
tour,
yeah,
those 3D things.
tours, yeah.
Yeah, so all these things that people are paying for their marketing outside of it that just get posted to their page, those are the things that you need to start thinking about. How can I'm paying for this, how can I get more use out of it, more mileage, right? If you're paying $500 or $1,000 for some high quality video for a listing that's going to, you know, net you a decent commission, how can you get more mileage out of it by using some of these different types of ad creatives? And this is one of them. And then mixing, like we said on the previous one, long form copy and the videos that you're creating, because videos create engagement. But there's something more to that we go into deeper. We call it the shadow strategy. It's retargeting. It's all of that. But what these two Facebook funnels do is they start to help you with really the number one, the primary step where people stop, and that's creating an audience of ideal customers. Because you're running ads, but you're not gaining any momentum because you run an ad and then you stop it. And you don't present an ad to any of the people, a follow-up ad to any of the people that did click on your first ad, the ones that were interested. It's kind of like well, I didn't get the numbers I wanted, so this didn't work. Go for it, Corey.
Christian, let me clarify on that. So what Christian is talking about is when you run a video ad or a Canvas ad on Facebook, it allows you, I'm sure you guys have gone to Amazon and seen the item and you didn't buy, and then you got retargeted, right? What these ad creatives, these types of ads allow you to do is to retarget your customer or clients very easily. And all you have to do is if you run a video ad or a Canvas ad, or it doesn't even have to necessarily be an ad, if you just make it, anybody that's viewed the ad or viewed the Canvas, you could literally create an audience that is you consider what's called a retargeting audience, where you can show them the next layer or next ad that you want them to see. So what I mean by that is you could literally control what ads they see and what order they see when you run a Canvas ad or a video ad. So this is where the awareness and the education becomes so important, because if you educate them, you're providing value in that first video, and then the next ad they see, maybe that's a day later, maybe that's a couple hours later, the next ad is going to have a different intent or different message that you're trying to create. But the whole idea is to take them down the funnel, right? And this allows you to control your messaging. That's the most beautiful thing as a marketer for me, is that I'm allowed to control my message. Once they see this, what do I want to show them next?
And the other advantage to starting off with these types of ads that we're showing you with these Facebook funnels is if you don't have a website that you control, if you don't have one that you own, in regards to like nothing more than a page that your brokerage offers you that's kind of like a bio page on their website, this gives you the ability to have some of that control until you get that next phase of your business set up. You get your branding with your own website and your own funnels and things like that. This gives you the control, a little bit of that control back. It allows you to create it allows you to create those audiences that Corey's talking about. It allows you to start to get in the game, right? And one of the things is, we talked about this on a previous training we did with Agent Mastermind and Scott. In November, Facebook rolled out new ad guidelines, and we played guinea pig. We set up a test account and tried everything until they shut our account down, because they changed the guidelines so much that people couldn't get ads approved. They couldn't get their landing pages approved. They were getting their websites banned. Their URL, their domains were getting banned. And so this gives you the ability to start doing some things, and until you understand what's required when you're sending people away from Facebook, because they get really protective over keeping their audience on Facebook and making sure that they're having a good user experience.
Love it.
Yep, nailed it.
All right, guys. Yeah, so, dude, we got to have you guys back because there's so much content we could have covered that I'm sure that you guys covered a lot of. So REAinsider.com is to go get more information. Is that where people go to get more information, or connect with you guys, follow you guys? What would be the best? Is that the best?
Yeah, so right, and like we said, we shifted gears after we did a couple of these webinars with you. Realized that we need to join forces with you and help educate the real estate market more on how to do digital real estate marketing. So we have REA Insider. Our Facebook page is Agent Insider. We haven't even posted anything on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you can go follow us there, and you'll see our first post when Corey gets back from China. But that's our, it's either REA Insider or Agent Insider. We couldn't get Agent Insider everywhere, and I know that's kind of a cardinal sin, but oh well, like I said, we're not social media marketers. But
there you go.
We would love to connect with you guys. We have more training. We've got another free training on our website that goes deeper into what to do after you've set up some of these Facebook funnels, or even how to streamline this process a little bit more. So you guys can take a look at that stuff. We will start pumping out more of this, and I know that we've talked to Scott and his team about coming back here and doing some other trainings. And like I said, when Corey gets back from China, it's all systems go. So we should have some pretty cool stuff to show you guys.
Very cool, very cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here as well. Appreciate you, dude, logging on from China. I don't know that I'll be able to say that again anytime soon. So that's, and not only that, we have our youngest Agent Mastermind member who is 19 years old. So that's so cool. And so just kind of cool, man. We're growing like crazy. A lot of people being helped, and it's just a good place to be. So I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be a part of your lives. You guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in from Arizona and from China. And guys, we'll see you same time, same place next Tuesday on Agent Mastermind. And if you're joining us for the first time, go to facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind. It's a private group just for you to collaborate. We only let agents in, so make sure that your profile says something to do with agents, or we're not going to let you in. So appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe in China. Safe travels back, man. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.